Hey guys, before we jump into the episode today, just a quick note to let you know that today's episode is brought to you by Deakin University, home to the world's #1 sports science school. But whether you're into sports science, management, coaching, or business, Deakin gives you the chance to study what you love and turn it into a career. Hey guys, quick one. Are you either A, dreading going back to work tomorrow, or B, on a mission to fulfill your potential and get there as quickly as possible? If so, then you need to apply for the SportsGrad Method program. The program is designed to help you get a full-time job in sport as quickly as possible, and inside it, I distill the lessons I've learned from asking over 300 people how they got a job in sport. I'm talking professionals from the AFL, Premier League, cricket, NBA, Olympics, you name it. And I've combined it with the methods that not only got me hired by Cricket Australia before graduating, but also helped me double my salary during COVID. SportsGrad has helped people land over 700 roles in sport, and this program takes the guesswork out of an industry where most people think you need to get lucky. To apply for the SportsGrad Method program, head to www.sportsgrad.com.au/program. All right, back to the episode. Hello and welcome to the SportsGrad podcast, the ultimate guide to make it in the sports industry, brought to you by Deakin University, home to the world's #1 sports science school. My name is Reuben Williams and I'm the founder of SportsGrad, where we have helped people land 771 roles in sport, which we absolutely love. And today we are going to be talking about how you can land a role in sport before the end of 2025. Now, the purpose of this podcast is to help you get closer to a job in sport. So if that's for you, make sure you hit subscribe and I will be in your ears every single week with advice and interviews on how you can start living the dream in sport. Now, before we jump into the episode today, just wanted to give a quick shout out to a few people in the SportsGrad universe who have seen around recently. So today I was out at the Melbourne Marathon, recording this on Sunday, the 12th of October, and one of our beloved past people of SportsGrad, Clayton Henderson, has been running that for the last couple of years. So shout out to you, Clayton. The Melbourne Marathon has turned into one of the biggest events in the world, which is just phenomenal. So to see Clayton, who joined SportsGrad back in 2021, I reckon it was, working on some of these events is really, really cool to see. And then the other week I was out at the AFL Grand Final, and it's becoming a little bit of a tradition between myself and Brant Hubber, whereby after the game I'll roll down to the edge of the boundary and we'll grab a photo together. And it's always just nice to hear how he is going and his experience of the day. And in particular, this year, working with the likes of Snoop Dogg, which is really, really cool. So Brant, another one who joined in 2021 or 2022. And broke into the AFL back then. It's just continued to go from strength to strength. So really cool to see a couple of SportsGrad faithful people floating around. And then even recently, like this morning, before I rolled into the marathon, I went to my local cafe and bumped into none other than Adam Cassidy, who works at the Australian Sports Commission. And he has been the mentor that we paired up with Neil Soman in one of the previous cohorts. And Neil has recently moved back to Canada, but Cass told me that he jumped on a call with Neil the other day, and Neil was saying, "Oh, Adam, I've got all these different job offers. What do I do?" And so really cool to be able to hear the updates of what's going on with our people in the program via our awesome SportsGrad mentors such as Adam Cassidy at my local cafe. So that's what's been going on in SportsGrad land. Now, stick around because today I'm going to be talking about how to join cohort 4 of the SportsGrad Method program. Intake is opening today. We kick off on the 6th of November, but the application and entry period is officially open as of today. There are already 78 applications. My calendar is absolutely full this week, and we absolutely cannot do more than 40 people in this cohort. So if you want to join, make sure you apply and book a call as soon as possible because those spots will fill up. And if you want to learn how to be successful to join, because you do have to apply, then stick around because later on I'm going to be explaining how you can be successful in your application for the program. But today I want to give you a little bit of a peek behind the curtain and a bit of a preview of what's coming up inside the programs, and so you can see a few of the different tweaks we've made, different changes that we've made. A lot of the core offering is on the website. If you want to go through that video that explains everything, you can. But every single cohort, we update a few things and, listen to what the members want and make changes based on that. And there's always a lot of really exciting and really cool success stories that come out of each and every cohort as well. So really keen to share a lot of that with you too. But just a bit quick one, one of the reasons why this program exists is because back in the day, I really wanted to work in sport, love sport. That's all I ever wanted to do, but had no idea how to get into sport. And everyone kind of gave me all this sort of very loose advice without any sort of concrete steps of what to do. And so it took me literally like 5 years of grinding it out across 3 different bachelor's degrees to finally break into the sports industry. And when I did, I was able to land a job at Cricket Australia on the Monday after my final exam. And so that's when people started asking me, Reuben, how did you do it? How did you job hunt so effectively? And then later on in 2020, when my role at Cricket Australia was made redundant, because I knew how to make myself industry wanted and desired by other employers, I had a whole bunch of offers, and then one of them turned into an offer that literally doubled my salary. I went from 60K at Cricket Australia to 120K with this sports marketing agency. Didn't stick around with it very long because my heart was all in on SportsGrad and I wanted to build that up. And but it was good to know that I had that option there if I wanted to. But that one of the main reasons was because it was so hard for me to do, so I want to pass that on. But also, like, it's such a brutal job market at the moment. If you're not aware of the hidden job market and how 80% of jobs in sport live in the hidden job market, and by that I mean they're not on job boards. So you can't find them on Seek, you can't find them on Sports People, you can't find them on LinkedIn Jobs. They just go on behind the scenes and get passed around between circles of networks based on people who they trust. And so that is one of the reasons why we built this program, to help you guys tap into that market, being able to showcase your best skills and ultimately put yourself on a new trajectory. All right, so a few things to know about the program before we jump into it. First thing is, like, since the dawn of time with SportsGrad, as I mentioned at the top, we've helped people land 771 roles in sport, which is awesome. Hopefully we can get to 800 soon. Would love to get it to 1,000. Would love you to be a part of that too. One of those numbers would be great. We have had 101 people come through the program this year since we kicked it off in January. Or 101 since the last intake back in August. So 100 people in 7 months or so, which has been really cool. At the moment, as I said before, there are 78 applications that have come in for 40 spots. And that's still with, 24 days to go until we start. For comparison, last cohort, we had a total of 105 applications come in, and that was in the 26 days leading up to the start. So we didn't start taking the applications until then, and they all came in then. And that was really when we started to push it on emails and whatnot, which we're about to do. So if you want to get in, what I'm trying to say is be quick, because there's a hell of a lot of interest in this one, which is really cool to see. But a couple of recent cohort updates. So what's different for this round? Well, we got different mentors, different features, feedback, live calls, modules, etc. So, for example, like, if you have been following the progress of this program for a while, and you've heard me talk about it for a while, you will know that a man called Tom Blaznik up in Brisbane is one of the great success stories to come out of the program. He was literally the first person to join the program in late December last year when I was doing the ring around. And his great success came when he was able to increase his LinkedIn following by 254% in under 3 months by executing on a very considered LinkedIn series about athlete well-being. And that led to him boosting his credibility and visibility within the industry. And so now what's been really cool to be able to do is being able to bring Tom back. He floats around in the community, but he was able to come back and talk about the LinkedIn series that he's done, and discuss, what worked, what didn't work. People are able to ask questions of that, and all of that starts to get banked into one of the modules in there, which is our mentor series. So previously, in one of the other cohorts, we had another guy come back after being successful through the program. His name is James Marsh. He used to work in tech recruitment. Now he works in commercial for the Melbourne Mavericks /SEN. And he was able to come back and do a mentor session for us earlier in the year. And again, all of that gets recorded and put into the program so that, no matter if you're joining cohort 1 or cohort 4 or cohort 10, you'll be able to access the insights and understanding of these people who have been there and done it. So that's a really cool thing to be able to add to that. On top of that, we've always got like experts dropping in to kind of deliver their knowledge and share what they're up to and their journey and whatnot. So coming up for cohort 3 people, we've got Simon Roberts from World Rugby dropping in. He used to work for Football Australia as well. He's got a heap of experience in the operations side of sport. Another update that we've got as well is around speed networking. So some of you may be very familiar with speed networking. We've done a lot in the past, but it's always been, rock up, arrive, and then we'll randomly generate you into groups and away you go. Well, what we want to do this time is deliberately match make people so that you guys are meeting the most relevant people to you, whether that be similar goals, similar locations, whatever. So we're going to be running this on a monthly basis, but in a much more considered fashion. So register for the event. We already know everything there is about you if you've applied and come through the program. Our man Jai, he's going to then be matchmaking everyone beforehand so that we can we know exactly what the rounds are going to look like before the session even starts. And then all you need to do is rock up and we will make sure that you get paired with someone that is appropriate to you. Off the back of that, these sort of sessions provide an introduction to the right person. Then it's up to you guys to go away and chat after that. So that's a really cool thing to be able to make those more meaningful. And then just like more opportunities starting to come through as well. So for example, Cricket Australia has come back again to help recruit another partnerships role. Football Australia needed some help with their Australia Cup tournament over the weekend as well. So a lot of the partners are starting to come back and happy with the people that we've been able to provide them, which is really, really cool. So more and more opportunities coming for people in the program through our partner network as well. And I won't say just yet, but we are about to release a very exciting update to help increase the visibility of our people in the program much, much more, where we're literally going to be sending like your names directly out to a database of employers, which is really, really cool. So I won't share that now, but you'll hear about it when it comes. Now, in terms of the recent cohort wins, so I want to run you through a whole bunch of different success stories that have come through the program recently, which has been really, really cool to watch. Whether it be new jobs, growth in network, growth in confidence, LinkedIn growth, you name it. It's just been really cool to watch all these people in the cohort come through and grow their careers. So here are a few. So the first couple of people I want to call out are Dante McDonald and Tom Blazic. Now, you might have already heard their names. They've already got jobs, but there's been a few updates to their jobs. So Dante McDonald has actually been promoted internally. He's moving across departments, which is really, really cool. Cricket Australia have recognised that he is an absolute gun, which is fantastic for him, and he's been able to find another role which is better suited to his goals and interests and skill set too. So shout out to Dante McDonald from Cohort 1 for not only getting a job within 16 days at the start of the year, but also progressing internally as well, which has been really cool to see. And then the other one, Tom Blazic, who I mentioned before, yes, he did extremely well on LinkedIn to leverage his profile and previous experience as an ex-teacher into an athlete wellbeing job. But that job was just part-time to begin with. And so that meant that we kept the conversation open and talked about, what more can Tom be doing to turn that from part-time into full-time, and he was able to achieve that. So well done to you, Tom. Again, another one from Cohort 1 at the start of the year. But let's have a read of a few different wins that have come up. So one of them recently was from Zin South. So Zin joined the program early in the year, came across from New Zealand, living up in Queensland, also worked in recruitment as well, like our fellow New Zealander friend, James Marsh. But Zin has made the move to the sports industry, working for the Brisbane Women's Hockey Association. He said, I've settled in really quick in what has been a refreshing change from my old corporate job, and I have so much more fulfillment going to work each day. Everything I have learned from Reuben, the program, and those that I have met with has been very beneficial. I refer to a lot of my key learnings as 1%ers, things that won't make a sudden difference, but once you start stacking them, you begin to see the tangible effect. I could go on. We've got like this channel on our program group where everyone comes to share their wins, which is a really, really cool thing to see. Another shout out goes to Jack Banwell over in South Australia. So this one talks to the power of LinkedIn, where he says, "Hey guys, thought I'd share a little win I had this week. I got approached from a random to co-host their podcast as their usual one was unable to record this week. The host went to his first contact who couldn't either, but then that person recommended me and I obliged. This was on 1 hour's notice, so I was extremely underprepared, but hopefully did a decent job as a ring-in. This is my first time my DMs have been slid into on LinkedIn, and boy, it was a great feeling. So in summary, if you've been posting and you haven't had bites, keep at it. The wheel will eventually turn." I love hearing that because, it is a great feeling the first time it comes to you for a job rather than you having to go out to it. And it does take a lot of proactive work, which we try and take the guesswork out of in the program. Sasha. So Sasha has said that in week 2 of the program this year, she said, "I was lucky enough to have 3 coffee catch-ups this week. One with Dave O'Sullivan to compare notes, take a look at our ideas for posts and generally check in on the things that we have in order." It was super useful to have someone in your area that you can recommend and connect with and sort through things to gain some clarity. Also caught up with Neil Soman before he headed off to Canada as well. And then lastly, met with SportsGrad alumni Shekhar Sridhar, who has spent 3 years at Cricket Australia and recently moved into a new role at Play HQ. So well done to Sasha, who's made 3 connections in a week after joining the program too, which is unreal. This is a great win. So this is another LinkedIn win, but it goes to Robert Adams over in Manchester. So Rob, firstly, we were able to connect Rob with the head of research at the Manchester City or City Football Group up in Manchester, which is really cool to be able to make those introductions. But Rob has had some huge success on LinkedIn. So Tom was one person who hit the ground running and hit a home run in his first couple of posts, but Rob was able to probably go past that by getting 50,000 impressions on his first 2 posts in his series. And he goes, "My introductory post saw 37,000 impressions and 199 likes, with my first content post then seeing a further 19,000 impressions and 228 likes. Off the back of this, I have gained 215 connections, including the Northern Ireland manager. I also managed to have a call with an academic from the Netherlands who has developed their own model to value football players. I found Canva's LinkedIn carousel template really handy and think my posts also benefit from directly tagging relevant accounts in my field. Thanks for all the support and advice." So Robert joined the program and with 2 posts has got 215 new connections, including the manager of an international football team, which is just incredible. So, this really speaks to the power of leveraging the headhunted system, which works with LinkedIn to get you that visibility and credibility. All right, next one to shout out is Tom Burbeck. Tom, I got to shout out for a couple of different reasons. So, not only has he been super proactive, particularly for someone who's more senior and more mature. People always ask me at the time, who's the program appropriate for? We've got literally anyone from, super motivated students who, 20, 21 years old, about to come out and don't want to leave anything to chance, all the way up to people who are looking to make a career change in their 40s and 50s even. And Tom's somewhere in the middle of that, but he would well be in his rights to kind of, sit back and not too much given the experience he's got. But what he's done is he's gone out and volunteered at the Rockhampton. He lives up in Rockhampton for Rockhampton basketball and has approached them to volunteer and help grow their media. He said, "Using Reuben's helpful advice, resources, and support, I was able to pitch myself and my experience in a clear and coherent way that effectively communicates the value I could bring to their operations. I'll be helping their staff with all the communications related with their local junior clubs and the NBL 1 Rockhampton Rockets and Rockhampton Cyclones. My first crack at shooting is this weekend, so I'm looking forward to the opportunity to build out my portfolio to eventually become a sports marketing freelancer." Well done to you, Tom. And then off the back of that as well, Tom is coming down to Melbourne for the Sports Tech World Series conference happening in the week of October 27, which we are actually collaborating with the Sports Tech World Series to host a meetup on on the Tuesday night. So if you're in Melbourne, get along to that, 6 till 9 p.m. We'll have some awesome panelists. Tickets are on sale now. If you look it up via LinkedIn, our website, Instagram, you'll find it. And Tom has got in touch with Sports Tech World Series to do a similar sort of thing and say, hey, I can help you with your social media. I can help you with your comms. And is right now writing stories about people who are participating in the conference. So he's getting access to, all the conference people, which are, the elite of the elite from right around the world in sports tech who are coming together. So well done to you, Tom, for making yourself available for that and pitching yourself for that so effectively. Riley Brook. So Riley Brook came through in cohort 2 and hasn't had a win leading into the summer. So he's over in South Australia. He's been able to get closer to a job in sport by landing a role at the SACA. So he's going to be working in the call center there, in the memberships department, and is working closely with the team there, which is awesome for him. So well done to you, Riley. Here we go. Hope Branch. Hope is one of the most motivated and driven people I think I've come across in the program so far. Every single week she's on the calls. She's got plenty of questions. She always feels a bit guilty about asking too many questions, but I absolutely love it. So Hope, do not be bothered at all. We love more questions. In fact, that's part of the reasons why I think you are so successful and will be for a long, long time, is the amount of questions that you ask. So Hope has said here that after posting about Airspeeder, which is the world's first flying race car, the post caught the attention of the company itself and their founders, executive managers, and sponsors. And this led to a great conversation with the co-founder, who has now scheduled a meeting with me in a month. So for those familiar with Formula One, Bruno Senna is involved in the project. So this could be a huge opportunity for Hope. A little progress in a large feat, but I think it's essential for us all to take a step back and acknowledge any progress, no matter how small. So well done to you, Hope. And one of the things that we help with people in the program is creating content that looks to attract the kind of people that you want to connect with. And so Hope has very deliberately put out this type of content and is starting to connect with the type of people that she wants to meet, which is really, really cool to see. All right, I love this win from Alejandro Zuluaga, who has titled the win finally. And he simply says, "Hi all, I want to share that I've received a contract to work in the events operations team at Tennis Australia." And he sent me a message on LinkedIn around the same time, just saying like, "Hey Reuben, thanks for your help and advice. I'll be taking up a full-time contract leading into the Australian Open this year." So that's a great win and very motivating for everyone else in the program too. It's really cool. Like you see the wins here and you scroll down the page, and the best part is like seeing how much everybody else gets around everyone else in the program. Like every win kind of spurs everyone else on and motivates each other to do more. So that's really cool, and well done to you, Alejandro. Another big win. This one goes to Sasha Brame again, titled First Full-Time Job. Big news, I've been offered a full-time job in channel operations for a sports media company in Melbourne. They found me through LinkedIn via the series that I was posting, and we chatted further and set up interviews from there. Thanks, Reuben, for sharing the headhunted system. It's definitely worked for me, and I'd only done about 5 posts in total, so I'm very fortunate. The role also hadn't really been created yet, and therefore not offered through any channels, so this definitely reaffirms Reuben's piece on the hidden job market in sport. I'm so excited to start and have a lot more to learn, but I just want to say a big thank you to everyone here for supporting my LinkedIn posts and helping me get the eyes on my series to help me get an opportunity like this. Basically, keep at your LinkedIn postings because the right person is either looking at you or about to find you, and I can't wait to see what opportunities everybody else finds. That is awesome. That is really, really awesome. And yeah, just a great example of like how the recruitment world in sport works and how you can, work with it. It's not impossible. So well done to you, Sasha. That's really cool to see. All right. This one actually came from me, and it was actually a shout out to those who worked at the Australia Cup last weekend. So shout out to Georgie and Jesse and Paul who put their hand up when Football Australia came to me on the Friday, so with 1 day's notice, and said, hey Reuben, do you know anyone who can help up with the Australia Cup final? And so we shared it with the program, and these boys jumped at it, and I got a message back from Football Australia who said, hey, thanks so much for the last minute support. The SportsGrad volunteers of the Oz Cup were absolute superstars. They definitely left a great impression with the team and will be considered for future opportunities, which is absolutely awesome, and that's the reason why we do it too. So really cool to see that those three boys are flying the SportsGrad flag, because we want to make sure that we are sending good people out into the industry. Now another one from Shobhit. So Shobhit is over in Spain. He says, a few days ago, I received a call from the Director of Operations of Cricket España asking if I would be willing to become the founder of one of the new cricket clubs. It is an incredible honor, and of course I said yes. He goes on to say, this is a huge milestone for our club, and it will soon be incorporated as a founding member of Cricket Spain Association, and I will also have the opportunity to support Cricket España in its bid to become a federation. Big thanks, Reuben, for your guidance and support. Truly means a lot. This is really cool to see. Shobhit in the program has been working with Cricket Spain for a long, long time and been pitching ideas and driving things forward in a small member association group like that it is. And so for him to get this is absolutely outstanding. You may also be familiar with Shobhit because I put a post up on LinkedIn recently, which was a screenshot I got of an email that I got from Shobhit, which says, hey, Reuben, I've learned more in 4 weeks than I have in my entire master's degree by being in the SportsGrad method program. So that was really cool to know that we're delivering something that a master's degree or that was quicker and more effective than a master's degree. So well done to you, Shobhit, and thank you for the kind feedback on that as well. Okay, so if you want to join the SportsGrad method program and you want to be part of cohort 4 and you want to be swept up in the energy and be a part of the wins that are coming through as well. Also, there are a lot more wins. If you go to the program page and website, you'll be able to see a lot of other case studies of people landing jobs in the AFL and Paralympics and netball and cricket and you name it. But if you want to be a part of it, you do have to apply because as you've just heard there, like I'm vouching for people and making introductions, and obviously I can't just do that for absolutely anybody. So, but we are on a mission at SportsGrad to fill the industry with outstanding, capable, and driven individuals. And at the moment, that's what employers know us for, which is why recently you would have seen, the videos of Dante McDonald get that job at Cricket Australia in the partnerships team, and that's why he's been promoted internally at Cricket Australia, and hence, as a result of that, Cricket Australia come back to me and said, hey, Reuben, can you give us another Dante? So to ensure that we are doing the sports industry a service, we only accept people with the potential to do great things in the sports industry. And so you might be thinking, oh, I'm not anything special. Am I up to it? Really, what is most important to me is your potential and the effort and the determination that you are prepared to put in. So to determine this, there is only one question I have for you to qualify you when you apply for the program. And that is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how willing are you to put the work in to jump to a career in sport? Because if you're somewhere around a 6 or a 7, it's probably not going to work for you. But if you are at a 10, then this can absolutely work for you because you're going to carry it over into your role. And I can guarantee you that no matter what you apply yourself, if you are applying that 10 out of 10 effort to it, you will go on to do great things, and we can definitely give you the map to make sure that is directed and your energy is directed in the right ways in the right place. So if that's you, would love you to apply for the program. As I said, we've only got 40 spots. We kick off on the 6th of November. We've already had, close to twice as many people apply for it. Application is going to be open for another 24 days or so until that starts or until it fills up. So if you want to get around it, I highly recommend you jump on it. If you want to talk to someone else already doing it, feel free to reach out to them. There's many names that you'll be able to find on the website. If you look them up on LinkedIn, you can reach out and get their opinion of it as well. Otherwise, feel free to flick me a message on LinkedIn and I will look to get back to you. LinkedIn is a bit of a bomb site for me, so if you haven't heard from me before, I apologize, but it is a bit crazy there. Other than that, make sure you get to the SportsGrad Melbourne meetup if you happen to be in Melbourne. We're collaborating with Deakin University and the Sports Tech World Series on that. Otherwise, we will catch you in cohort 4 of the SportsGrad Method program. See you then.